today we're reacting to why athletes get naked. This was just an interesting title, and I was like, I'll watch it. I'll see what they're talking about. So that's what I'm doing. How y'all doing this fine evening? This fine morning. I said that in the last video. Make sure y'all pull up to the other channels. I'm thinking about streaming again, y'all. Let's see. That being said, let's get into it.
This is Liz Cambage, full-time WNBA All-Star, one of the greatest players of her generation. Career earnings, $900,000. Earnings on OnlyFans, $1.5 million.
Shh. And that's all she got to post right here. This is the thing, y'all. If I was a woman these days, and I wasn't in a situation where, if I was a money hungry woman, not stunting niggas, I might this it's hard to say I'm not coming like this, you know.
In her first week, that's right.
Ooh.
She made more on OnlyFans in 7 days than in her entire basketball career. She's not the only one. From track and field to bobsled, more and more pro athletes are joining OnlyFans to make a living. Even Douglas Costa and Nick Kyrgios. Now you might think the obvious. These athletes are selling their bodies for money, and the guys at Athletic Interest made a video about it to have fun with the research. But it's more complicated than that.
What the
We're
hell?
not just talking about lower-ranked athletes, but Olympic champions, Wimbledon.
Thing about Olympic niggas though is Olympic motherfuckers not really getting no cheese. Like, you might know the gold medal. You know the gold medalist of the main shit, but you don't know the gold medalist of archery or the gold medalist of shot put. Them niggas not even probably getting sponsors. Like, they go back to live regular, normal lives. That's why you be seeing niggas gold medals getting sold in pawn shops and shit. You feel me?
Finalists and Champions League footballers. Why would any of those athletes join a platform that is popular for pornography? How much money are they making? And what does this say about the current sports and creator economy? As it turns out, there is a much bigger picture.
Only niggas this stuff makes sense for us. NBA, NFL, well, some NFL, really NBA, and baseball, and MLB motherfuckers.
Welcome to Athletic Interest and the OnlyFans business of athletes. OnlyFans has managed to do something that most companies fail. They took something people were used to getting for free and convinced them to pay for it. The numbers speak for themselves. Over 350 million users, nearly 8 billion in revenue in 2024, and a large chunk of that went straight to creators. For comparison, that's $1 billion more than the combined salaries of every...
What about YouTube though, y'all? And add YouTube on there. You don't gotta do OF, y'all. You can do YouTube, guys. Just so you know. You know what I'm saying? Now, and it's much less detrimental to your being and career.
Every NBA player. Sure, there are way more creators on OnlyFans than players in the NBA, but it's also a lot easier to start an OnlyFans than to land an NBA contract. This is no career advice, by the way. The point is, the top earners make a lot of money. Like Sophie Rain, who shared a screenshot of her yearly earnings. Minus the fee.
I'll never forgive us as men in a humanity just for allowing this. Like, I never knock somebody hustle. I'm happy for it. Great. I'm happy for you, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Thankful for 1 year on here. 43 million. But this is disrespectful to a lot of people. Just because there's some niggas that have jobs where their lives are risked. It's not funny. Niggas have jobs where their lives are risked day to day. Niggas are at oil rigs clamping big ass tubes with oil spraying everywhere and shit. And this girl came on this hoe, hit one of these, turned around, and some of them just took took pictures looking thick. Let's give her $43 million for the year, please.
She makes roughly $3 million per month. But that's still ridiculous to what this guy makes. Sorry for all the numbers, but we're getting somewhere, promise. OnlyFans has just 42 employees. That works out to $31 million in revenue per employee. That's more than Google, Apple, Meta, you name it. And since the company is completely bootstrapped with no outside investors, He took home nearly $500 million in dividends last year.
Wow.
So naturally, other social media platforms started to think, let's do subscriptions too. Elon Musk even changed the policy to allow porn on his platform. But subscriptions are only part of the
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow. That's why it's just so much. Wow. You can't even go on Twitter no more. I don't even have X on my phone.
OnlyFans business.
My factor boxes are here.
Despite looking like other social media platforms, OnlyFans runs on a...
These niggas just left my food on the ground outside. Hold on, y'all. I'll be back.
...on a completely different business model. First, you won't find them on any app store. Apple's terms don't allow platforms with sexually explicit content, so OnlyFans operates entirely outside the app ecosystem.
Hey, that's actually very impressive. I didn't know that. That's very, very impressive. These niggas running that up. Excuse me. These niggas running that up strictly off of just website. Niggas logging in. Safari, shit, a nigga got on his computer and started jerking.
Most social media companies make their money from advertisers, but OnlyFans makes all of their money directly from their creators.
Damn.
And those creators get paid directly by their fans. OnlyFans takes a 20% cut, and the rest goes to the creator. That's more generous and more transparent than most other platforms. YouTube, for example, shares around 45%, and only with selected channels. Don't worry, we're not switching anytime soon. Now, OnlyFans didn't invent revenue sharing, and they have way fewer users than YouTube or Facebook. But there's one key difference. Because they are not on the App Store, they don't have to give Apple or Google a 15 to 30% cut of every transaction. And that's the only reason they can sustain the 80-20 split. If Apple was already taking 30%, there's no way OnlyFans could afford to pay creators 80%. So, almost by accident, they landed a competitive advantage.
Wow.
Better payouts and more control over the platform. And it gets better. Creators use other platforms to go viral and then link to their OnlyFans profiles. So OnlyFans doesn't need to spend big on advertising. They've basically outsourced user acquisition to their creators. Put all that together, and you get one of the most unique business models in the creator economy. But here's the question. Athletes make a ton of money anyway. Why join a platform popular for porn, when you already get crazy salaries, prize money, and sponsorships? Or do they? Unless you're a global superstar like LeBron, Messi, or Simone Biles, the truth is, most professional athletes earn surprisingly little. Let's take Olympic athletes as an example. The average track and field athlete makes around $15,000 per year from their sport. That's less than a McDonald's worker in France who earns about $22,000.
That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, but these niggas not getting that much cheese.
Minimum wage. And it gets worse. The International Olympic Committee, which earns over $7 billion per Olympic cycle, pays absolutely nothing to the athletes directly, even if they win gold. That's because the Olympic system was built on the idea that athletes should remain amateurs, competing for honor, not money. A rule originally designed to keep working-class athletes out of elite sport, and one that still affects how money flows in the industry today. We've actually made a full video about this. We'll link it in the description if you want to dive deeper. So how do Olympians survive? They rely on a fragile mix of three things. Salaries, if they are lucky. Prize money, which varies wildly. And sponsorships, which mostly go to the big names in football and basketball.
Right.
Take the 2012 London Olympics. Usain Bolt made over $20 million that year with a $9 million Puma deal. But Megan Kalmer, an Olympic bronze medalist in rowing, she made $10,000 for her medal, before taxes.
That's the thing, like, she rowing, like, it's just so many athletes, she rowing. She out here getting, you know, if y'all ever rowed before, that's hard work. But it's only worth $10,000 though. See what I'm saying? No! No! I didn't put my battery on the charger. We might have to finish this video with no camera, y'all.
And it's not just Olympians. A study found that 80% of professional athletes in the US don't consider themselves financially stable. Travel, gear, training, nutrition, it all adds up. Sponsorship money is drying up, especially if you're not constantly on TV. Which brings us back to OnlyFans. Because if you're a world-class athlete with a loyal fan base, but you're earning less than a delivery driver, why wouldn't you turn to a platform that lets you monetize your following directly? Speaking of building and monetizing a following, if you're a creator, athlete, or business trying to grow online...
No, don't do this to us. I only got so much time.
Athletes, in our case, who produce the content. On the other, the platforms that distribute it. The question is always the same. Who gets how much of the money? Social media platforms make billions by monetizing the attention athletes generate. Think of Douglas Costa. Millions of fans, millions of clicks. But most of the value he creates goes to the platforms. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are great for exposure. They help creators land brand deals, affiliate links, and sponsorships. But when it comes to paying creators directly, almost nothing. YouTube is an exception. It shares...
This is why, too, like, niggas should be really considering, you know, having these YouTube channels, bro. Like, even look at how NLE Chop... It's the same thing for rap niggas, y'all. These rap niggas not getting money. Only the big ones are. Why do you think niggas got YouTube channels and being on streams and becoming streamers, and they owe this money? Guys, that's the reason why I left doing, like, I love the music shit because that was my firstborn. That was the one that made me want to be a part of something other than a 9-to-5. I came up off this producing shit. It helped me build a mindset of an entrepreneurial mindset. I love music production. I love everything I did with it. I love everything that came with it. Everything. But unless you got hella placements as a producer, hella placements, or you got a huge song, or you're making YouTube money from the beats, selling beats online, and few couple songs placements, I got songs with millions, tens of millions of views on YouTube, tens of millions of listens. Like, it don't pay enough. It doesn't, and it pays it pays quarterly. You feel me? If you have a BMI check, you feel me? It's like, it's just, this is why you see these niggas becoming YouTubers and shit, because one, they already got the influence. It's gonna be easy. You already have a fan base, especially if you're an artist. You have a fan base already. You can just easily say, hey guys, come over here. I'm over here doing streaming and shit like that. They want to know more about you and all that, but you just them niggas gotta stop that nonchalant shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, them artists that want to be real secretive, the ones that don't got enough behind them to be secretive, you gotta stop that shit. You're gonna have to show your ass out here on this intranet. Feel me? Be yourself.
Ad revenue mostly respects creators and rewards consistency. But even on YouTube, it's a grind to make a living. Talking from experience here. OnlyFans wants to flip the model, allowing creators to monetize their audience directly. It's part of a larger shift in the maturing creator economy. Creators getting a bigger slice of the value they generate. And for the most part, that's a good thing.
Where OF messed up though is because of the like stigma that it has behind it. It's hard for a creator to now say, put that link in their bio, or put something where like, hey guys, if you're trying to come rock out with me over here, y'all can pull up to my OF. The stigma behind it is not, because every single time you're gonna have to explain yourself. But I'm not doing like the regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they made their bed. You feel me? And I don't think a rebrand is possible. Definitely not in the near future. You feel me? So, I mean, they're winning with what they're winning with. They're doing what they want to do. They've got everything's. They're getting it all legally, and everything's good. So, great. You feel me? And I feel like how the world's going right now, it's working in their favor. How, you know, certain people want to go and live their lives. So I feel like they're all right, but I don't see niggas saying, like, if I were to make a Patreon and I was trying to get y'all to come to like go to anything else, like I wanted y'all to subscribe to something that I had, you know, and pay monthly, say I was providing some service, whatever that be, whatever that was, I'm not going to put it on OnlyFans, because I want to sit here and tell y'all niggas to come to OnlyFans, regardless of the benefits. I'm going to tell y'all to come to Patreon. I'm going to tell y'all to come somewhere else. I'm going to tell y'all to go over here, because of the stigma that OnlyFans has.
More control, more transparency.
I'm surprised my battery hasn't died yet. It's literally blinking saying it's about to die.
More revenue for creators. But there's a catch. OnlyFans still comes with baggage.
Yes, they market the idea of behind-the-scenes access, training footage, recovery routines, Q&As. But let's be real. Most content on the platform isn't meal plans and workout tips. Unless you're willing to show skin, the odds of making serious money are slim. And for athletes, that comes with a risk. Aligning with a platform still associated with adult content could harm sponsorship opportunities. It could turn off brands, and eventually backfire. Some critics also argue that it normalizes explicit content, or worse, pushes financially struggling athletes toward choices they wouldn't otherwise make. It becomes an ethical question.
That's not no ethical question. That's their choice. If they want to do that shit, they're gonna do it.
Is OnlyFans empowering athletes to monetize their attention, or nudging the vulnerable to sell their bodies? There's something to win and something to lose for athletes joining OnlyFans. But the biggest winner in all of this, OnlyFans itself, because there is a catch to why so many pro athletes are joining the platform. Many of them get paid by OnlyFans to do so. They are not only doing it to get the 80% cut, but they get good old sponsorship money from the company. Why? Because OnlyFans wants to go mainstream, and their way in is sports. They even have a whole sports blog on their website, where they report about OnlyFans-sponsored athletes and teams. The strategy is social proofing. Athletes and fans will be more likely to sign up in the future as they see others doing the same. Adult content is still their core business, but if they want to grow, they need to...
Other advertisers, they're not going to get behind that. They're not going to put their money up to say, okay, we're going to also promote our product in the middle of this girl getting split open. In the middle of it, we're going to do a Target ad or a Factor Foods ad. They're not doing that. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know how this goes for them. I don't want to put nothing on no business, or I don't care. But if I see, my battery literally said it's exhausted. So we're going to go ahead and end this right here. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Great for y'all, man. Yeah, that being said, man, we gone. ADD, let's do it.